Oh, there goes Pooh Bear and Tigger. Oh my gosh, hi!
The best side of water!
Hello, beautiful humans.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm Frankie.
I'm Riley, and we are the Theme Park Damsels.
We have a very exciting new challenge today, and by the magic of TV, Riley has joined me here in the studio in Michigan, visiting temporarily. But I sent her out on a quest to the Magic Kingdom to challenge herself to see if she can accomplish all the opening day attractions and see what she can get into. So, do I need to ask you anything else before we get started?
I don't think so. Let's go.
Hello, beautiful humans, and good morning from the Magic Kingdom. I am Riley, and I'm the Florida-based half of the Theme Park Damsels. Frankie's challenge was to go ride everything that was here on opening day, and a lot of those attractions are still standing. They still exist, but I want to dive into a little bit of history of the park before we get into the fun stuff and start riding the rides. The opening day was October 1st, 1971, but that was a soft open. They were expecting heavy, crazy crowds, so they actually invited the press to come later. They didn't want the slight disaster of happened at Disneyland to happen here at Disney World.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either until I did all my research.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you say how long it was open before?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
So the dedication actually happens October 25th, so a couple of weeks later, by Roy himself. And I'm going to throw that video up for you to go ahead and watch that.
Walt Disney World is a tribute to the philosophy and the life of Walter Elias Disney, and to the talent, the dedication, and the loyalty of the entire Disney organization that made Walt Disney's dream come true. May Walt Disney World bring joy and inspiration and new knowledge to all who come to this happy place. A Magic Kingdom where the young at heart of all ages can laugh and play and learn together. Dedicated this 25th day of October, 1971.
That was wonderful. I'm very thankful Mickey Mouse does not look like that anymore.
Yeah. Pooh, too. Like old school Pooh.
Terrifying.
And then Goofy also has, I feel like, gotten a little more.
A glow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little more glammy.
But I love seeing that and like how crazy it is. Like it looks the same still, but different, but like the same, you know.
Park opened with 23 attractions. Only 3 of those attractions were unique to Magic Kingdom. 20 of those were replicas of attractions at Disneyland. There are 6 themed lands here at the Magic Kingdom. 5 of those were copies of the lands at Disneyland, and those include Main Street USA, Adventureland, Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. And the Magic Kingdom exclusive is going to be Liberty Square rather than New Orleans Square. On that opening day, general admission was $3.50. Junior tickets were $2.50 and children were $1. The way that tickets worked, so the $3.50 was actually your admission into the park, and then you would buy a book of tickets that would then get you into each attraction. The book consisted of A through E tickets, the E tickets being the best and most popular exciting rides. At opening day, the E-ticket attractions included 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Haunted Mansion, the Jungle Cruise, Small Worlds, and the Hall of Presidents. That one really surprised me. Now that I've rambled on and gave you some park history, let's get into what rides were here and let's go start going down the list. So something that you can still do today that was here on opening day is the transportation that runs up and down Main Street. So that's gonna be the omnibus, the little cars, the horseless carriages as they call them, and then the horse-drawn buggy. They are still running right now. I'm gonna go hop on the omnibus and kind of get that off the list. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's get to the rides.
I forgot I was recording a video and I was just watching that as a person watching the video. That was also interesting. I did not realize, I've never done the omnibus. I've never done any of those here, Florida or Disneyland. But now I'm gonna have to because I got to.
Oh, there goes Pooh Bear and Tigger. Hi, guys. Okay, sorry. All right, get off the omnibus. I was on the very last ride of the day, which is about 9:30. and the park opened at 8, so that's only like an hour and a half of the vehicles being operating for guests to ride. So if that's something that you want to do, you want to grab that piece of Disney history, you do have to get here early because, again, it's all based on the crowds of Main Street, and the more crowded it gets, they're not going to be able to clear the roads for the vehicles to come down and keep everybody safe. So if that's something you want to do, you've got to get here early and do it kind of first thing in the morning. From there, I decided to do the Mad Tea Party next. So the Mad Tea Party is behind me. For those who don't know, it's a spinning teacups ride, and it is based on the unbirthday tea party scene in Alice in Wonderland. When this attraction opened here on opening day, October 1st, 1971, it did not have a roof.
I did not know that.
I know, right?
Like in Disneyland is still roofless.
Yes.
Do you tell us when they put the roof on?
I don't know. I don't remember in my research if it gave like a specific time. But because it rained so often, the ride, they just couldn't operate the ride. So they're like, we got to put something on it.
Put a lid on it.
But yeah, I think all of the other ones are roofless.
Oh, okay.
And it's just Orlando that has the
roof.
The roof.
Very cool. Did not know that.
They eventually had to put one on because this was Florida and it rains so very often. Because of that, they also added that big central teapot that has the dormouse popping in and out. And to the best of my research and the best of my knowledge, it's actually the only teacups that has that big central teapot with the dormouse. Let's go ride, and I'm gonna do my best to spin as slow as possible.
We do not want a motion sick Riley at 9:30 in the morning.
No, we don't.
No. Hold on to that thing for dear life. Then your hands sweat.
Squeeze with all your thigh might, you won't spin very much. Behind me is the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and this is the first time we're going to talk about a ride that no longer exists. So here at Winnie the Pooh was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Mr. Toad was a dark ride located in Fantasyland. It was modeled after the Disneyland version, so obviously that came first. So despite it being a beloved attraction, and there were lots of protests when it was announced that it was going to be closed.
What do these protests look like?
I don't know. Now it would probably be like social media based.
Yeah.
But maybe they hung out in front of the
picture
ride.
people with picket signs. Save the toad!
People always get mad when Disney closes things. Peaceful protests, I would
protests.
imagine.
Yeah, I would hope so. Poor Mr. Toad.
It did close in 1998 and was replaced by Winnie the Pooh the following year. A couple of nods to Mr. Toad here in the Magic Kingdom. There's a picture inside the ride, meaning Winnie the Pooh, of Mr. Toad is handing Owl the deed to Toad Hall. And so that's just super cute. And then he's actually, a statue of Mr. Toad is outside the Haunted Mansion in the Pet Cemetery. He still lives on here in the Magic Kingdom, but you just can't ride his ride. You'd have to go to Disneyland for that. Now on to Cinderella's Golden Carousel, which is now called the Prince Charming Regal Carousel.
When did it have a name change? I didn't know there was a name change.
Most of the rides have a different.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention.
It's okay. I'm going to teach you about it.
I'm going to learn about it.
During your whimsical journey on one of the 90 horses, you will relive the classic Disney animated film Cinderella through a series of 18 hand-painted scenes above the horses. Built in 1917, the Liberty Carousel, as it was originally named, first called Belle Isle Park in Detroit home. So a little bit of history there for me, as me and Frankie are from the Detroit area. Measuring 60 feet in diameter, it was constructed by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company and is one of the largest of its kind in the entire world. So let's go get on one of the 90 horses and take a spin.
How do you not love a carousel ride? Did your horse end up at a really high point, and was it really embarrassing to get off?
No, but I'm taller than you are.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't believe that there are 90
That's
horses.
a lot of horses. Yeah.
That's a huge carousel.
Yeah.
And I think because it sits in the middle of Fantasyland that you don't realize how big it is.
Yeah.
It's really long.
And typically, like, I feel like the line is not ever long for that.
Because 90 people.
Because there's 90 people at a time, a very high load capacity. Yeah, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses across. That's crazy. And then do you talk about Jingles?
No, I don't.
No. I won't talk about Jingles.
You
either.
talk about Jingles.
Oh, I can talk about Jingles?
Yeah.
Jingles is that Mary Poppins' horse, or is that
Supposedly Mary Poppins.
supposedly Mary Poppins' horse? Jingles the horse. But she does have like He, she.
I would say she.
They, I don't know what they like to go by. Like a jingle bell necklace, and that's kind of your determining that is Jingles the horse due to the jingle bell necklace. So, a little fun fact.
We are back with yet another extinct attraction that I'm going to teach you about today. So behind me is PhilharMagic, and when the park opened, in its place was the Mickey Mouse Revue.
I have zero memory of this.
I don't.
Like zero.
I don't
Was alive?
either.
Was I alive? Oh, that's why I would have no memory of it.
Yeah. I don't think either of us. I think I'm going to give the date here in a second.
Okay. Let's find out.
The Mickey Mouse Revue was an audio animatronic music show featuring Mickey Mouse and other Disney characters. Mickey was the conductor of the orchestra, and orchestra members were represented by characters from several classic Disney animated films. It was meant to be a tribute to Walt himself. So I think the spirit of that definitely lives on within the show that is Mickey's PhilharMagic. Mickey's the conductor, but Donald takes his hat and then mischief ensues. It is honestly one of the most Disney of Disney attractions here at the Magic Kingdom. Actually, I would say in all of Walt Disney World. So if you've not done it, I highly, highly recommend you check out Mickey's PhilharMagic. There you go, yet another extinct attraction for opening day, but the spirit of it still kind of lives on.
I feel like PhilharMagic is so slept on. People don't realize how good of a, like, oh, and honestly, you'd walk right past it. Like, if you didn't know what you were looking for, it's very easy, it's very unassuming. But I feel like it's, like you said in the video, it's a very Disney. It's like a Disney, full-blown Disney attraction. Yeah. Mickey Mouse is this, and Donald are the stars of the show. Oh, okay.
And so what happened is Tokyo came to Disney World shopping for attractions that they wanted.
I want to do that kind of shopping. Where do I sign up for that job?
And so they wanted Mickey's music, whatever the
musical
heck, musical review. And so instead of replicating it, they just picked up the attraction and shipped it to Tokyo.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so that is actually where PhilharMagic originated. So the animatronics were kind of old and it was time for something new. PhilharMagic replaced it in Tokyo and then they brought it to the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Do you remember the Lion King puppet show that used to be there? No. Because that's what I remember when I was a kid, was this, it was like 40 minutes, it was really long. I want to say it was like half an hour, 40 minutes, and then it was like multiple rooms, and it was like a Lion King puppet show. But I think that kind of festival sort of that reigned supreme, so they were like, okay, well, Animal Kingdom's going to be like the home of Lion King. Let's bring PhilharMagic into Fantasyland.
Yeah, and I love that it still has the Mickey as a conductor.
Yeah.
And like the same sort of vibes, just updated.
Yeah.
Peter Pan's Flight is a Omnimover dark ride based on the beloved film Peter Pan. And so you get on board a little pirate ship and go through the story of Peter Pan. So let's go do that. Snow White's Adventure was a dark ride that was absolutely terrifying. When it opened on opening day, it was a much darker version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The ride was designed to feel as if you were Snow White herself, explaining why she never appeared in the ride.
I remember people were confused by that because they're like, why? Where? It's like, no, you are Snow White.
You are
People
her.
Are so silly that they can't picture themselves. They can't put themselves.
So in my research, they wanted to do the same thing for Peter Pan. That you were supposed to be Peter Pan, like flying through the story. But I think Snow White's adventure kind of failed in getting that across. So they were like, nah, let's put Peter in the ride. But I mean, I think everyone's kind of used to, like with Mr. Toad, you kind of go through his story and he's in it. So I think it was kind of just like a different... It's a different approach.
Different approach.
Very few guests understood this point, as the main character of the ride really seemed to be the witch. The ride in its original form had 7 witch animatronics and only one scene with the dwarfs. On October 14th, 1994, the Magic Kingdom version was closed for refurbishments, and then we got Snow White's Scary Adventures.
That clip literally looked like something out of Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. It's
And the ride
terrifying.
was not further from that.
This version was a lot more lighthearted and faithful to the original film, with Snow White appearing 5 times in the ride and the dwarf celebrating a happy ending and fewer scenes with the scary old witch. The Magic Kingdom version closed on May 31st, 2012 due to the expansion of Fantasyland and was replaced with both Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Princess Fairy Tale Hall the following year. So Princess Fairy Tale Hall is what sits here now. That is where you're going to meet all of your princesses. Very popular, typically a very long wait time. So something that if you really do want to meet the princesses, try to get here earlier because the wait time tends to be shorter in the morning, or grab yourself a lightning lane if you do that service. Oh, and speaking of lightning lanes, Peter Pan, back to Peter Pan real fast. Other than Seven Dwarfs, probably the most popular attraction here in Fantasyland, so you are also going to want to grab a lightning lane for that, or just be prepared to wait on average over an hour.
That is a very low capacity ride. Is that the right words I want to use? So typically what it says is posted. That's pretty much what you're going to wait.
Waiting.
You want to get there if that's a priority for you, I recommend going like first thing in the morning.
Rope drop.
Or maybe fireworks, like end of the night, maybe. But
Let's get into Small World. It's a very cool ride. There's a lot of really cool history behind it. So, it's a water-based dark ride located here in Fantasyland. The ride features over 300 plus audio animatronic dolls in traditional costumes from cultures and countries around the world, frolicking in a spirit of international unity and singing the attraction's title song, Small World, which has a theme of global peace and harmony.
do we ever know why these dolls look different?
So I think it's specific to Mexico.
Mexico? Okay. I wasn't sure if that was it or...
Kind of like the dolls in Grand Fiesta Tour,
Okay, yeah.
right? I think it's like
Okay.
a specific Mexico thing.
Mexico.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
So the ride was originally built and designed by Walt himself for the 1964 New York World's Fair. But anyway, let's go cruise on the happiest cruise to ever set sail.
Was the Great Carousel, that's not what the ride is called. The Carousel of Progress and this at the New York's World's Fair, do you know?
I don't think they were the same.
No. But I did make that up.
No.
They were both there.
Yeah.
Just maybe
I think
not
they
at
were
the same
different
time.
years.
Okay. I don't think I knew that Small World was at the New York World's Fair. I don't think I knew that.
You know why I know that?
Why do you know
The
that?
Tomorrowland movie.
Oh, I've never seen the Tomorrowland movie.
We've made our way to the Haunted Mansion. Let's talk about what it is and its history here. Inside, guests visit a haunted house in which the ghostly residents have taken full possession of the premises. As New Orleans Square in Disneyland was replaced by Liberty Square here in Magic Kingdom, the attraction's exterior is very, very different. So the kind of vision for this mansion here, it is intended to evoke upstate New York and New England horror stories such as The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and the works of Edgar Allan Poe. The attraction took on a Dutch Gothic appearance that would more strongly communicate the haunted interior. I personally prefer the exterior of the New Orleans Square version, but here the interior, the ride itself is longer, and we have all of the things. We have the Hatbox Ghost, we've got the ride, we have the library, we've got the crazy stairway room. Like truly, if you're looking just attraction to attraction, this one does win. But the exterior for the one in New Orleans Square is just a little bit prettier, and I do prefer that one. So let's go get on a dune buggy and let's do this thing.
I concur.
You concur?
I concur.
Okay.
I just feel like the Disneyland one makes much more of a statement. Like it's like
Yeah.
there, and then like the queue is a little more exciting at Disneyland than I think it is here. But now that you tell me those facts,
It makes sense, right?
I have a lot of appreciation
Yeah.
for the Florida one now.
On my left shoulder, you see this building right here, this structure, this dock-like system, Haunted Mansion's behind it, this is what in front of it. I believe that was the docking area and loading area for the Mike Fink Keel boats. There was an attraction here on opening day. They closed in, I think, 2001, so I would have been 11. I don't remember these boats at all from my childhood.
Bertha May. Raccoon.
Isn't this wild?
I have no.
Well, you would have been 9.
Yeah.
And I don't, no recollection whatsoever of these boats ever being there.
Yeah. Wow.
Here's what I learned. The Mike Fink Keel boats were small boats that navigated the rivers of America. They were based on Walt Disney's television shows about Davy Crockett. People could sit inside the boats or on top of them in a viewing area. In 2001, the seasonal attraction closed for good. So that is another, I don't know, fun fact, history lesson for you today. That's what today is, and I am so excited to be sharing all the things that I learned.
I would have never even thought anything of that dock. Like, I've walked by that so many times. I'm just like, oh, that's just part of the water line here.
Yep. It had a purpose.
It served a purpose at one point.
The next chunk here is going to be some more of that. We've got a lot of things that have recently closed or are under refurbishment here, heading into Frontierland. So bear with me. I promise we'll get back to more rides here shortly.
I also love that you did this. Like, you didn't just do the attractions. You stopped and talked about things.
Okay, good. I'm so glad because I thought it was going to be way too much.
No, I appreciate
And I was like,
it.
well, I committed, so I'm doing it.
I feel like I'm not really reacting because I feel like I'm really just like enthralled with the information overload.
Yeah, and I had, like, I probably spent a good 8 or so hours, like, diving into all of this to figure out, because there's, like, controversy of, like, what the number was, and do you go by day 1 or day 25 or, you know, whatever. And so I was like, you know what, I spent the time, I'm just going to do it, and if it sucks, we'll just cut it. So I'm actually really excited that you are enjoying it.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I'm not saying much because I'm paying attention.
Okay, I'm just going to go in order as I walk through Frontierland here. So up next, we've got the Diamond Horseshoe Review. On opening day, the restaurant featured Western-themed shows with music and comedy. It was an hour-long show that was performed sometimes 10 times daily, and it remained unchanged until October 1st, 1986. At this point, the show was recognized as the Guinness Book of Records as the longest-running stage show of all time. That's some pretty cool stuff right there.
That's some pretty cool stuff
That's
right
cool,
there.
though, right?
You just read it. Did you have that written down?
I did. So if you pay attention, you can see my little green phone throughout.
Yeah.
I have all my notes on my little green because I'm shooting with the...
But did you have it written? That's some pretty cool stuff right there.
No!
The show was later retired and the counter service restaurant closed. It is now called the Diamond Horseshoe and is a sit-down table service restaurant. It's currently serving all you care to enjoy Thanksgiving-style meal. And the only entertainment now is a self-playing piano. Okay, beautiful humans, this next one kind of breaks my heart. So you can see the walls behind me. The opening name was Frontierland Shooting Gallery. Simulated a shootout in Tombstone, Arizona over Boot Hill in 1850. The targets included a jail, hotel, bank, and cemetery. On opening day, the gun shot lead pellets, but were later replaced with infrared light rifles due to the high cost of repainting the targets every night. Apparently, it would have been like 2,000 gallons of paint in a year. That's a lot of paint. In September 21, it became the experience that was included with your park admission. So it was free. You could just go and shoot as much and as many times as you wanted. So June 23rd was its last operating day. They're going to put in a new Disney Vacation Club lounge. So this is one of those very sad things. As of a couple days ago, it is now a chapter closed in Disney history and make room for a DVC lounge.
Oh, this is so
I know!
sad. For a freaking DVC
I know. I'm...
podium. Literally, for why? When they have one.
Oh, no. It's going to be a lounge.
Oh, a lounge. Oh.
Listen, I'm upset.
Yeah, this is like when I did my training in Frontierland to work at Big Thunder, like that was like a whole, like I got to shoot at the arcade. Maybe I did it before and I just don't remember, but got to do that. So I don't know, that's very sentimental and very sad. That better be the coolest DVC lounge to ever exist.
The reason that I'm so upset, like, we're not DVC and we're not knocking DVC, but the fact that they took an opening day attraction, like, it was there. Like, and then you're gonna let the like 1% of the 1% from something that was free that anybody could do. Like, I don't know. I just don't.
It's achy.
I don't love it.
It's kind of achy. Well, hopefully Grant and Rebecca take us there.
Right? Okay, we're just moving on a little bit down the road here. And as sad as I was about the last one, this one I'm kind of really excited about. So Grizzly Hall is behind me, and Grizzly Hall is home to the Country Bear Jamboree. And if you pay attention, Liverlips is actually walking around right now. Oh, I think he's coming this way. Liverlips, how are you today? I'm actually talking about your show.
Really?
Yeah, so my friend sent me on an adventure today
Okay.
to do all the opening day attractions, and I read a whole bunch, learned all the history, yada yada. And I'm talking about how I'm really sad about the shooting arcade.
Yes.
But your show is getting rebranded, and it's coming soon.
It is?
So very
July
excited.
17th.
July 17th. Yes. So right, tell them everybody come see the new show. We're so excited about it. And yeah, so thanks for popping in. Oh my gosh, hug! I think you've got people waiting for you though. So I'll let you go. But mad love, mad love. So excited.
Liverlips. Poor guy. He's creepy, but he's very nice.
His costume looks very loved.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, it looks like he's lipped his last liver.
Yeah, like maybe he could use like maybe we brush his hair. or
Yeah,
something.
maybe a deep
it's like-
conditioning
like
treatment.
a nap. I don't know.
Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy.
Okay, back to what I learned. The Country Bear Jamboree was a 20-minute auto animatronic show with bears singing country and western songs. It was actually one of the last attractions that Walt Disney himself helped develop, which I think is super special. So it's kind of exciting time to be in Frontierland. So just thanks for listening to me. On to the next. The Jungle Cruise. It's, dad joke central. It's the best. It is truly an opening day attraction here at the park. It opened on October 1st. The attraction simulates a riverboat cruise down several major rivers. The tour is led by a skipper, a live cast member, delivering humorous scripted narration. So let's go on the Jungle Cruise. Let's do it.
When you're not at Disney, do you ever crave wanting to ride something?
Yes.
That's I'm so excited to ride the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, I love
I don't know why, but it's just I'm like, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
A boat ride through the jungle sounds really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I miss you, girl.
So fast! Side of water!
First of all, did you see his hair? It was beautiful.
That's River.
Luscious. Oh, that was River?
That's River.
Wow. That's why. That's crazy.
He was
worked-
made to be a skipper.
He was. It was his
He was
life's
born
mission.
for that. I am standing in the Walt Disney Enchanted Tiki Room, or back on opening day, it was called Tropical Serenade, and it's actually pretty close to what you've experienced back then in 1971. When it opened, it was a copy of the Disneyland version. Come the late 80s, though, it was losing popularity, so Disney decided to do a complete overhaul. The original version would close September 1st, 1997, and reopened as the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management on April 5th, 1998.
People were not happy about that.
People were not happy about that.
Extra not happy.
They tried to incorporate other birds from Disney IPs, so Iago and Zazu. And the attraction was criticized for its weak attempt at being hip. It just wasn't great, to be honest with you. I do remember that. The not so loved version of this attraction remained unchanged from 1998 to 2011. And then a fire broke out in the attraction's attic. And they said, okay, well, let's fix it. Let's kind of change it back. So the attraction would then be transformed into the version of the original. It opened on August 14th, 2011.
Wow, that was a long time to
Isn't that
have
a really
something-
long time that everyone hated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were so worried about popularity. Well, you made it worse.
Let's go see some birds sing and some flowers croon and all that. So to the Tiki Room we go.
Okay, up next, hidden behind me, is the Swiss Family Treehouse. This attraction is based off the movie Swiss Family Robinson, for those who didn't know. And it's a walk-through attraction, so it's not a ride. The tree is huge, and it's intended to look real, but it's actually made up of steel, concrete, and stucco, stretching 60 feet tall and 90 feet wide.
That's a big tree.
It's a big tree.
That's a really big
That's
tree.
like Tree of Life big.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, it kind of gives me tree, or like those trees in the safari, the upside down tree.
The baobab trees.
I was saying, starts with a B. You got it.
Trees.
Baobab.
I don't know that I have actually done this attraction since I was a child. So basically a brand new experience for me. So let's go. Let's go do it. Coming to you live from the top of the Swiss Family Treehouse. Things I'm learning. A lot of stairs. So if you're looking to get your cardio in for the day, this is the attraction to do that. There's also not a line. You just walk in and do the little tour. The view's worth it. This is what I'm learning. Okay, beautiful humans, time for another extinct, demolished attraction chat. So behind me is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is the absolute perfect place to talk about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the ride, the attraction here at Disney World. It was an attraction based on the characters and settings of the 1954 Disney film, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was a re-theming of the submarine voyage attraction at Disneyland. The ride involved a 20-minute submarine ride through a lagoon filled with sea life mermaids. Each guest aboard the Nautilus had his or her own seats, as well as a round porthole to look through and enjoy the attraction. The ride was originally meant to open with the rest of the park on October 1st, but it was delayed by 2 weeks, so it opened on October 14th due to infrastructure issues with the lagoon. Like I said earlier, it was an e-ticket attraction. People were excited about it. In 2004, we had finally got the announcement that the ride would be fully demolished and the lagoon officially filled in. And so in its place, we got Pooh's Playful Spots, Ariel's Grotto, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. So let's talk nods. Inside Pooh's house, outside of the Winnie the Pooh ride, there's a Nautilus carved above the doorway. There's a whole bunch by Ariel's ride. And so in the queue of the Little Mermaid, there's a Nautilus like kind of carved, I feel like too strong of a word.
I never knew that. I always see the Mr. Toad thing. You always see that everywhere, but I've never seen the Nautilus. That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
But it's in the rocks. Then my favorite thing that I found out and read is that they saved water from the lagoon for 20,000 leagues and poured it into the water that surrounds Eric's castle. So the ride definitely still lives on.
Did they?
Oh, I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Because why would it be out there if it was untrue?
I don't know.
The Imagineers, I feel like they're
Yeah.
they're a thoughtful bunch.
Imagine to be the one responsible for the water.
I have no.
I have the water. I must protect this at all costs.
I hope it was at least like it wasn't just like a sprinkle. I hope it was at least like a gallon.
Like a good bucket, or like a Lowe's bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I just love that so much. Now, let's chat about Dumbo. Probably the most iconic outside Disney ride that there is. So Dumbo is the attraction based off the 1941 animated classic, Dumbo. It's a carousel-style ride located in Fantasyland, or now it's in Storybook Circus. It's in Fantasyland and all 5 Disney parks around the world. The ride here at Magic Kingdom opened in Fantasyland with the park opening date, and then was relocated to Storybook Circus in 2014, and they doubled it. They've got 2 now, so it's not just the original one. They just picked it up and moved it over, but they added a second one because it's so popular and people don't have to wait as long. The original spins counterclockwise, and the new one built right here in Storybook Circus spins clockwise.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact.
Uh-huh. Isn't that weird?
Wow. So both of them now spin
Nope, they spin.
towards each other.
Yeah. So the one behind me is the original.
Okay.
The one that you can't see is the new one.
Okay.
So let's go ride Dumbo. Okay, before I get into the Hall of Presidents situation, if you look over here, Tiana's in the window.
Wow, look at her there.
I know.
I want.
I was so excited.
Because they don't put them up. It's there anymore, right?
Oh, and I want them to. It
Yeah.
was so fun.
Yeah.
Because they told the story of Paul Revere, which is perfect for Liberty Square. And Sam Eagle. I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want them. We want them up. It's bad.
Bring him back.
Tiana's, I mean, she's great. But does she really belong in Liberty Square?
Probably not.
No.
Probably
She
not.
should be by a ride.
Yeah.
Hall of Presidents, an e-ticket attraction.
That was an e-ticket attraction?
E-ticket attraction on
Wow.
opening day. And here's my theory. Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, was this huge deal. Now you've got 40 of them at the time or whatever it was. It would be
That's
like
crazy.
a crazy thing to see.
Yeah.
On opening day, Magic Kingdom. How crazy is that? The Hall of Presidents. It's a multimedia presentation and stage show featuring audio animatronic figures of all 45 individual United States presidents.
So we're going to talk about the 45 even though we're on President 46. Grover Cleveland had split terms. So there's only 45 actual people even though we're on our 46th presidency. So I'm correct. I did the research.
Housed in a building resembling Philadelphia's Independence Hall, the current attraction features a short film depicting a historical account of several American presidencies. The Imagineers also thought that a follow-up to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln could finally create Disney's concept of one nation under God and thus creating the Hall of Presidents. Lots of history here, and so let's go inside and see what it's all about. Just got off the Walt Disney World Railroad, and I'm standing inside the Main Street station. To me, there's nothing more Walt than trains. Like the two go together. So you can't come here and not ride the train. It's just like the most Disney thing there is. The steam-powered railroad takes guests on a 20-minute, 1.5-mile tour that circles the entire Magic Kingdom. There are 3 stops: Main Street, Storybook Circus or Fantasyland, and Frontierland. When the trains originally opened, there was only one station here at Main Street. Each train is named after those who greatly contributed efforts to the creation of Walt Disney World, including Walt Disney, the Lily Bell, who is Walt's wife, Roger E. Brogy, he's an Epcot Imagineer, and Roy Disney, Walt's older brother.
Quintessential Disney is the train. And it was closed for a long time. Felt
As long as it took to build Tron, it was closed.
Felt like forever. Yeah, it was a long time.
It's, to me, like you hear like the fireworks throughout the day, but you also hear the train whistle, and without it, it was like something's
missing.
missing. It's like the spirit of Walt,
Yeah.
like is in the train, and that's like him being like, "Hey guys, still here,
Still here. Still watching all of
still
you.
watching what's going on."
Yep.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those crazy, absolute wonderful Disney things, and you gotta do it. Okay, beautiful humans. Pretend that I am in Liberty Square in front of the Liberty Bell Riverboat. It actually opened on October 2nd, so the day after the grand opening. It was the Admiral Joe Fowler, which served from October 2nd, 1971 through the fall of 1980 when it was destroyed in a dry dock accident.
A dry dock accident?
They were trying to fix it, and a crane
Oh my gosh.
was getting it into the dry dock, and it dropped it.
Apparently a crane was trying to get it into the dry dock and it dropped it and it ruined the boat. So on May 20th, 1973, a second riverboat named the Richard F. Irvine, later named the Liberty Bell, took over and entered the service. What really is kind of awesome about it is it's just one of those historic Disney things, and you see views on the boat that you can't see any other way. And also, while we are in Tomorrowland, we're going to talk about the Skyway. The Skyway was here on opening day, extinct, defunct, ran from Tomorrowland to Fantasyland. Yeah, on the next.
Those are like the sky buckets, right? Mm-hmm. Like mini Skyliners.
Like mini Skyliners, and that none of the Disney parks have them anymore.
Yeah.
If you want anything similar to that, you would have to get on the Skyliner.
All right.
I really hope that the vehicles behind me are not too loud. But we've reached the end of the list. The very last attraction on my list of things that were here on opening day is the Grand Prix Raceway, or now known as the Tomorrowland Speedway. So you get in a cute little car, as you can see behind me, and you race around a 2,226 foot long track at a reported 7 miles per hour.
Is that it?
Yeah. Speedy.
Wow.
I think this was my very first experience ever driving something was here at the Magic Kingdom. So a little bit of Riley history for you there too. So let's get on. Let's go see what this track has in store for us today. So shaky. Here we go. Okay, beautiful humans. What a challenge, what a day. Very long day, very hot, spicy day. But I had so much fun with this, all the research and all the things that I got to learn about what this park was like back in 1971. Crazy that it's been over 50 years. So much has changed, yet so much remains the same. So Frankie, I can't wait to talk to you, and I will see you in a minute.
That was crazy.
Oh my God, and just like that, we're together.
And just like that.
Goodness.
Wow. That was a wild adventure you took me on. I was tired for you. I was tired. But no, all the research you did and all the fun facts and the history and all of that was great. I keep saying I have not reacted much because I was watching it for the first time and learning along with the viewers.
What was your most surprising fact you learned?
My most surprising fact, I was shook that the teacups were roofless. But also, what was my other fun fact? I like the Nautilus and the mini adventures. So many good ones.
I actually had a little boy help me find it.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, he came in. He was probably, I don't know, maybe 11, 10 or so. So not little.
Yeah.
He was like, Dad, they say there's a Nautilus in here. And I was like, I'm looking for it too.
You got young eyes, boy. Help me.
And it took us a
Really?
minute, to figure out that it was above the door. But yeah, it's really cool that it's there.
Yeah. What was your favorite fun fact that you learned? There's so many I didn't know. 90% of them I did not know.
Yeah, it was a lot of information to sort of unpack. I think that the dry dock thing was the funniest thing that I learned. In fact, they just whoops, we broke it. We got to get a new one.
Yep.
I think the fact that Hall of Presidents was an e-ticket attraction.
That's
that's wild.
In this economy?
Right? And just it's so interesting in the fact that what was exciting then and what's exciting now, Tron is a obviously very different type of attraction than Hall of Presidents, but it's just kind of fun that they were really excited about all these animatronics being there and so lifelike and how just amazing that was at the time. It's just really cool.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
Really. Because you think about all the other attractions now that have animatronics and how far they've come since Hall of Presidents, and then you look at Tiana's, or you look at Avatar. You look at it's crazy to see the progression of that. So definitely a fun piece of Disney history there. But
we gotta get you on an omnibus.
You gotta get me on an omnibus.
Yeah. The only
a lot
one
to do.
that I had ever done was the horse-drawn carriage.
What did you learn? What other fun facts? Did Riley miss any fun facts? I really doubt it. Sounds like she covered just about everything from opening day.
I don't know. We cut a lot out.
Yeah.
If I'm being totally we did, I ended up cutting a whole bunch out just to keep it interesting. I didn't want to drown you down with too many dates.
Yeah.
I
But
forget them anyway.
I had a blast watching and learning. I hope you guys did too. Let us know your favorites in the comments down below. What other fun facts do you get for us?
And thanks for watching, and as always,
Like and subscribe.
for more.